Opium aesthetic has become one of the most popular aesthetics over the past 3 years, with popular streamers, NBA players, and other rappers incorporating it into their styles in one way or another.
I kind of like the aesthetic though. I will say the aesthetic's pretty cool. I just kind of like how we not rocking like 2016 skinny jeans no more. I used to do that. I used to be a culprit. I can't lie to you, but I'm not gonna lie. Them skinny jeans were dangerous, bro.
By Playboi Carti and Opium Baby, the aesthetic is taken over social media through their music, tours, and merch because of Opium's high fashion style.
Okay, I will say though, I can't get behind the hat. I mean, it would be cool for maybe like a photo, but I wouldn't wear this like out. This would be cool for like a photo, but that's really it. Like the hat design's not crazy. It's not like bad. It's kind of cool, but I would not wear this in public.
Ties to replicate it. But how did Opium get to this point? And why exactly is Opium so popular? To really understand the story, we have to go all the way back to 2019. This is
a history lesson.
Often pinpoint the exact date of the Opium label starting to the November 2 post when Carti said Opium Heart. And if you
is this the first time he's mentioned? I could see why. I mean, dang, this goes back to 2019. Yeah, because that would have been in like around the Whole Lotta Red like sort of creation and stuff like that. Because he dropped in 2020, so he probably was just getting locked in.
Notice Carti's outfit. It's draped in all black.
Nah, that Porsche kind of crazy though. Or Ferrari. I did not mean Porsche. I did not mean Porsche.
The label was gonna be high fashion, all black, everything.
Look alone.
Some people would start calling Carti an emo or a goth vampire. People often call Carti and Opium goth because of their cultish imagery and dark elements.
You see, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy.
People often call
this is crazy. The whole pentagram stuff, I can't. Nah, bro. Where is it? I'm about to go back. Yeah, I can't get behind the pentagram. That's where I'm like, we kind of have to draw the line. I get that it's more of like an imagery thing, and sometimes they don't have to believe it, but like this is kind of crazy.
And dark elements. It also helps that they often incorporate a gothic sense of fashion into their styles. But there's so much more to goth culture that many fans don't know about. There's many variations of goth with gothic literature, architecture, but most importantly,
that's true.
Gothic music. The subculture originated in the 80s post-punk scene, with bands like Sushi and the Banshees, Joy Division, and Bauhaus being the main figures spearheading the development of the subculture. And I want you to watch this video.
Wow, I just got a text. I legit just got a text. Hold on, let me respond to this. I'm gonna say a little. Oh, they doing crawfish, man.
Dublin, Ireland.
Call yourselves gothic.
I'm kind of in the crawfish. It really depends.
No, I suppose other
I'm gonna put my phone right here.
I don't. Like, we just go for the more kind of vampire sides of things.
But a video from Mommy Hades would state that just because you wore goth clothing, that didn't mean you were goth.
That's true.
Goth means you were a fan of both goth music and goth culture. And that's what separates Opium from goth. But the elements of darkness, not caring what other people think of what you wear, is the most relatable aspect that goth has with the Opium aesthetic. Gothic architecture is also very prevalent in Opium's imagery. The most notable one being the Duomo Cathedral.
Oh, this is crazy.
Love to call Opium headquarters. Fans often take
I think I saw this in Italy when I went. It looks mad familiar though. It looks mad familiar. Oh, you're gonna split with okay.
In front of Gothic.
I will say you see a lot of stuff like this in Italy. Italy was a really nice vacation, but I feel like this looks familiar though. Or it might have been something different. I might just be thinking.
With all black outfits. And it's present in Opium's lyrics.
I'm the motherfucking dark lord, but no, I'm not gothic. Rico is drip like I'm gothic. Damn, I just hit a gothic.
Brands that Opium wear also heavily incorporate gothic elements. Rick Owens, Raph Simmons, and Yoji Yamamoto all have incorporated gothic elements into their.
I'm not gonna lie. Old Raph be hitting different, bro. Old Raph be hitting different. The little collection he had back in 2000, the Cum de La collection, that shit's tough. That shit is tough. I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking for a tank for them for a minute. That stuff in 2000, that's like Raph, but like not super dark elements. Like you kind of be seeing it, but it's not like too OD. Like there was colorful pieces in there.
But as Opium Baby describes,
because this is a hot topic type of evil. It's like Eastern European.
Mainly because of the vampire persona introduced in Whole Lotta Red. Vampires became popular because of the Count Dracula, inspired by the Romanian voivode Vlad the Impaler. Growing up,
my boy did his history. I like this. He did his history.
Essence of humans, and Carti loved that and went with that direction in the entirety of Whole Lotta Red's rollouts, creating songs like King Vamp and Vamp.
Whole Lotta Red.
Carti's most well-known nicknames is King Vamp.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. When Whole Lotta Red came out, I was not a big fan of the album at first, but like over time and when you know, he started performing it live, it's a solid album. I think there's a lot more songs that I like on it comparatively now than like when it first came out. Obviously, I think the album's better overall. It inspired a bunch of different rappers. But I will say, I think what saved Whole Lotta Red is like how you kind of perform it live. I think that's the whole thing that's going on with Playboi Carti right now. Whenever he performs live, it's like, it's just the energy it's something you legit can't replicate. Unless you're like somebody like Lone or Ken, to be honest. That's like the only way you can kind of replicate Playboi Carti's sort of energy when it comes to being on stage. Or maybe Trav. Trav's probably somebody else who has like high energy that could really like sort of replicate it.
Which was even the name for his tour in 2021 and 2022. In those shows, Carti had a variety of acts alongside him. But who are these people exactly? The first show that Carti ever performed after the formation of the Opium label was in Cyber World 2020. If you remember this year,
wait, that's kind of a throwback.
And when the album did come out, people didn't really like it.
Whole Lotta Red being trash is honestly the most 2020 thing to happen this year. Wrap it all up. I'm not gonna lie, if anybody made comeback, the greatest comeback in music history, it might have been Carti. Bro, people were telling Carti to like just end it. You can sort of take that whatever way you can, music, other stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, that album on Christmas I think it's just because we were so shocked. Nobody really thought he was gonna take this sort of turn in terms of like it being like Vamp or Opium inspired. You feel me?
I remember having to defend a Whole Lotta Red from hour 1 to hour 24, but there was something that fans love to say, and that Whole Lotta Red would be perfect.
Damn, my boy got all the lights. I might need to put a warning on this video for flickering lights.
Two people in the back and you're an Opium.
This is a throwback though. This is a throwback. This was like a couple months after the album. Everyone was like, okay, this album may not be like terrible. This is when people were starting to like turn on the album in a good way. Be like, low key, it ain't that bad though.
You probably know who they are, but if you don't, let me educate you. That man with the spiked hair is Burberry Airy.
Burberry.
Airy's one of the most important figures in the Opium label.
So I'm like signed to Opium as a creative consultant, stylist, and a model.
And you might know him as the person Carti was with in the Donda Experience. When you
that boy got that
see
energy
Airy,
though.
He might seem indifferent, dark, and demonic even. Mainly because of
I
his
love you mess with
fashion,
the hair though.
aesthetic, and clothing choices. But he's so much more than what people think of him. I'd go as far as saying that he's one of the most down-to-earth Opium members.
Little did I know that every single decision and just
oh my
everything
gosh.
I did was worth it.
Airy is Opium's official skater who used to have
dang the off-whites
given to him by Virgil, and he'd constantly
those are fire
him because he was skating.
UNC
but it was
Jordans
skating that got him to where he is today because he was himself. Airy actually predicted meeting Carti.
One day, I literally was like, I don't know why, but I feel like Carti's gonna message me. He messaged me the next day, and he just said hi.
Carti brought Airy with him in the Cyber World show.
Yo,
being the
that's crazy if it's true. If that's true, that's pretty crazy. He has no reason to lie, but that's pretty crazy.
first time that Airy ever met Carti, and the rest was history. They've curated a style that we know and love Opium for today, filled with a mix of high fashion and streetwear. The other person that was in the Cyber World show was Mitch Modes. Mitch actually first met Carti in the show.
Damn, this is a fire pick. I'm not gonna lie. If I was Burberry, this is my profile picture. I'm never changing my picture after this. This is a fire profile pic. This is a fire pic. I might put this as one of my picks.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, bro.
On some, shit, it might go on the Xbox account. Who knows?
Tomorrow, I catch a flight out there. Did the show, become my brother since then, for real. He was just raised on the importance of family.
Oh, isn't this like Phoenix? I'm pretty sure this is like Phoenix.
He knows how to take care of his family. He knows how to lead.
I recognize like
and
the tat.
as the person next to Mitch says,
nothing bigger than that, oh man.
Nah, bro.
that man is Phoenix Guerrero.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Joy Division.
I'm about to say I feel like he's been around the scene for a minute though.
And I think he trusts my vision. And that's what it all comes down to, really.
Joy has done a lot for Opium.
Don't he be taking like pictures? I'm like 90% sure he'd be taking like pictures and like videos. And like kind of is like I'm pretty sure this is just from the like the Die Lit era. I feel like he's recognized from like the Die Lit era, like 2017, 2018 hypebeast type of
Filming
thing.
to styling, it knows no bounds. If you remember a Whole Lotta Red, there were a lot of snippets that was previewed by Joy. The most notable one being...
Looks good?
Oh, that's tough. Low key, I need that shirt. It's literally my name. It's literally my name. I probably needed it.
The story of how he met Carti is actually funny, as he DM'd him saying he was better than Lil Uzi, starting a relationship that saw him in the rollout of
This is
two
tough pic-
of
that's
his
a tough
biggest
picture.
projects. But he actually doesn't have an official role within the Opium label.
I don't have like a job title to begin with. So even if I was signed, what would I be signed for? You know what I'm saying?
But before you get the idea that Joy isn't Opium, look at his chain and look at his tattoos.
That boy got Opium
would
on
not
the
exist
forearm.
without Joy, as most of the people in Opium were in contact with Phoenix before they were even in contact with Carti. Most importantly, he filmed a Dear O video for Carti, documenting the
Oh, he
memories
filmed
that Carti's-
this because this is a pretty because I'm pretty sure what this is his son. This is his son, and this is like the whole like Disneyland sort of video. This video is pretty like prevalent within like Playboi Carti's community, to be honest. Because I'm pretty sure even I know this video.
son Onyx will look back on in the future. You might be wondering though, who actually founded the label? Sure, Carti did, but there was another guy that he founded it with, often curating the songs, music videos, and dates for when Opium's projects were coming out. Opium Baby, or Jalen Tucker, has known Carti for a long time. Ever since Carti was kicking it with Ian Connor. Now, one of the biggest things that Jay has done for Carti was scouting
Got
talent.
the Vivian
And if you
Westwood
had to
chain,
guess
okay.
who that talent was, it's one of Opium's most popular and darkest.
That boy
artists,
Lone.
the
That boy Lone.
Right after Red dropped, I met bro.
And like I know when he gets into an actual studio, it's so.
Oh
Jay
my.
does a bunch of creative work for Opium too, directing the MDMA music video. And
This video is legendary. This video is kind of legendary. At least within the confines of Ken Carson and Lone fans and Opium overall. But like this is a crazy video.
person in that video is what fans consider the first
That boy
Opium member
Ken.
ever.
That boy
He's probably
Ken.
the
I
most
gotta smile too much. My bad.
popular Opium member, if you're not counting Carti, Lil Vamp, X-Men.
I'm Ken Carson.
That boy
Story of how
Ken.
met Carti goes all the way back to 2016. Ken was already deep in contact with 808 Mafia, and they had Carti in their studio sessions, prompting Ken to meet Carti there. But they met again officially in Los Angeles when Carti did a show, and Ken got kicked out of that show because
I had got kicked out this show because I had got framed.
prompting them to
That's
start
kind of crazy. You met Ken because he was fighting somebody at your concert and he got kicked out. That's kind of a crazy story. I'm not gonna lie.
relationship that would change the culture of the 2020s. Ken had a post all the way back in 2019 saying that Whole Lotta Red had to come out first instead of his mixtape Boy Barbie. But the Opium label wasn't officially formed yet. And if you were around during this time, there was one guy in the UK who had a similar vibe to Carti. He even has songs with Ken, Lancey Foe, who fans thought was gonna be the next Opium member aside from Ken. And I don't think
Oh my
anyone's
goodness,
against
Susan.
it.
I'm popping several tags. I don't leave shopping no yellow bag. Living in Westwood, checkered bag. Jumbo good.
Unfortunately, though, Lancey never signed to Opium. Though he'd collaborate with Opium's producers and
He works
hang out
with
different Opium
what did it say?
members.
I
There's
saw
a
like
video
Out of
together
Town and Starboy.
and an unreleased track
'Cause those are
called
what, their
Opium
producers, right?
Psy. Though all this wouldn't be possible without the guys behind the music, Opium's producers. The most well-known producer that fans know Opium for is someone you know very well.
Wake up, filthy.
I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be the new sub alert. I'm calling it now. I'll change it probably after stream. That's gonna be the new sub alert.
Collective called Working on Dying, alongside different acts like Benny X and Oogie Mane. You might know Filthy for his work on what my opinion is the best album of all time.
I'm not glad. Filthy. Like, how do you replicate this, bro?
Producing songs.
I'm sorry, but this is like.
What
Hold on,
my
go back one
opinion
more.
Is the best album of all time. Whole Lotta Red.
You cannot tell me this ain't, bro. You cannot tell me that's not fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like, brother, this is insane. There's really no artist that is going to replicate this type of energy at a concert. I'm not even trying to like glaze, bro, but
Best album of all time. Whole Lotta Red.
I'm not gonna lie. It's my third time watching. We'll just go one more time. This is my third time watching. I'm kind of glazing a little bit.
Producing songs like Rockstar Made, New Tank, and Stop Breathing. Opium wouldn't be where it is today without Filthy, and his beats alone changes the way that you feel. Filthy has worked with all official Opium artists, with the most popular non-Whole Lotta Red track being Freestyle 2. Freestyle 2 is one of Ken's most popular songs.
Nah, it's a
but
fire song.
Filthy isn't Ken's main producer. Ken's main producers are from Holland, who some fans would call the Dutch duo, encompassed by Out of Town and Starboy. The Dutch duo
Starboy.
is known for making out-of-this-world beats, producing classics like Fighting My Demons, Me My Cup, and Hardcore.
Damn, they
But
might have the
first
best
time you've ever
beats.
heard them on an Opium song was on
They might
Lil,
have the best
and
beats for
just
Carson.
sounded new and unique. Fans often called it hyper trap. They
The
even produced
why
a
did I
few
click?
songs on a whole lot of red and have songs with Destroy Lonely. The Dutch duo are going to produce a variety of songs for More Chaos. But if you thought all they were doing was produce, Starboy actually has music, and it sounds insane. But the
Kind of sounds like Hollis a little bit.
producer story wouldn't be complete without Lone's most frequent producer, curating the sound that Lone's most known for today.
Clayco, like,
oh, okay, but so y'all making beats together and stuff.
you know what I'm saying? I'm the reason, like, not the reason, because Clayco is the mastermind.
Clayco's produced most of Lone's biggest songs. If Looks Would Kill, Hold
Oh
On,
my
and
goodness, hold on, my
Safe
bad.
are all songs produced by Clayco. His beats are ethereal and just makes you feel like you want to float. Clayco is meant to produce most of the songs for Lone's next project, Love Lasts Forever. Lone wouldn't be where he is today.
That's a good album. Love Lasts Forever is a pretty good
Opium
album.
Wouldn't be where they are without their producers. Another group that's known for having really good beats mixed with electric.
No, I'll say this right now. Might be the most underrated like artist in Opium. Homicide Gang. That boy, Lifestyle, like an Uzi Word. They got some good songs, bro.
Instrumentals is a group that you.
I will not sit here and act like I know every single one of their songs, but they got some good songs, bro. Uzi Work and Lifestyle are really good.
Might have thought I forgot the final members of Opium. If you didn't know, Bino actually used to be Ken Carson's former manager. Bino was also present in the.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not know that.
The way Homicide Gang met Carti was through Problem Child.
He was friends with Problem Child. He's a rapper. And they know each other.
Wait, doesn't he have a song named Bino? I'm pretty sure there's a song Bino on Whole Lotta Red.
For sure.
It's like Bino exclamation point.
Came in like that. Studio.
Carti and Bino were in the studio every day, and when Bino sent Carti their song SSN, Carti loved it, signing them immediately, going as far as saying they were superstars. But there's a bunch of differences between all the Opium members.
Opium's differences. I'm not gonna lie, this is a crazy video for how long it is. Like in a good way, in a good way.
The choices that Ken, Lone, Carti, and Homicide have, they're all pretty similar, rocking just about the same brands. But if you look closer, they all have an affinity for different pieces. We'll start by looking at Ken Carson. A Great Chaos was the most popular Opium project to come out last year, and fans would argue, if you're not including Whole Lotta Red, it's the most popular Opium project ever. And
I'm not gonna lie, this album will always be there for me. I'm not gonna lie. This is like, there are certain albums that you'll kind of go back to, especially if it's like an artist you like, but you may like move on and listen to other people like throughout time. This will be one of those albums, like no matter what, I'm going to somewhat come back to. No matter what. This will live in the playlist forever.
And a defining feature of that project was the Rick Owens gimp sets. Now, this isn't new to Opium, as Lone first previewed it on the song Vetmont Coat, and they used to wear it a lot. But Ken took it to a different level, putting the gimp holes on just about anything, from his ex-girlfriend's face.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Doing that on your ex-girlfriend's face? It's kind of crazy.
Ed, and Eddie. And even transforming that into text, which fans love to copy. And the video that kickstarted all of this was Freestyle 2, which Lone calls
shit. I love my boy Freestyle too.
dictating the aesthetic that.
Wait, Goat Mosh Pit song? Oh, Freestyle 2 would be a really good answer. Freestyle 2 is a good answer for great, like, best mosh pit song. I feel like there may be some better choices, but that's definitely up there.
Gonna take for the rollout of his magnum opus. You might also notice that the video looks grainy and old, and that's for a reason. Ken's recent music videos and rollout pictures on his A Great Chaos account show a setting that fans often call controversial because it had 2000s websites that will get this video demonetized, posting a bunch of horror-filled content, which was met with both good and bad reaction.
Balenciaga stole that's something else.
The bad reactions had people not liking the style, calling it weird and disgusting. Others really liked it and posted edits in the
I wouldn't wear it, but like I'd wear it if I didn't have to zip it up all the way. But that's kind of the point of the jacket. That's like the design point. So I probably wouldn't like get it. It's okay though. It's like, you know.
Like style. The hardest one in my opinion was on the song Hardcore. Ken just released his project A Great Chaos Deluxe, with fans constantly looking for Ken's Opium twin, Destroy Lonely on the project. There have been rumors linked to More Chaos being a separate project from the deluxe, with fans expecting songs like Double O Dark Side with Destroy Lonely. And speaking of Lone, Lone has a more fashion-forward and runway-esque energy to his music. His two biggest albums and songs are literally called No Stylist and If Looks Could Kill, which talk about
those are
Lone's
both
lifestyle.
bangers.
My whole life, I wanted to fly
Both
across the
bangers.
globe, Europe, whatever, to do fashion shows and perform or whatever the fuck. And I'm doing that shit right now. I think that's some of the realest shit I've ever said.
What you might not know is Lone's actually a model. He's modeled for 1017 Elite's Night SM show in Milan and had a few shoots with the brand Brotherly Love. Most importantly, Lone has a line in 2020 that has defined the Opium aesthetic. But Lone's music isn't all about fashion. It's about money and emotions.
It's just real. So I feel like everybody needs somebody to say something that's real in the music they listen to.
Lone has songs like Hold My Hand, Suicide Mission, and Safety.
Oh, we got the
These are all
Mac.
songs that you
We
can
got the
listen to when you're just
MacBook.
alone and thinking.
Oh my goodness.
Who made the sad music? Because it's like you walked up to the mic and you just like poured your heart out. Like
There's also
That's
the
true.
film
That's true.
aspect in Lone's videos and imagery. For the rollout for If Looks Could Kill, Lone had a short film called Look Killer, which
Oh, yeah,
saw
I
him
watched
both
this before.
act and executively produced most of the aspects behind the
It's
film.
kind of crazy though. Like, isn't the, like, I'm pretty sure the premise of the video is like just whoever listens to the album, like him, like he kind of goes after them and like kills them. But like, I remember it was like a thing where like people would like listen to it, he would show up and then they would like randomly start bleeding. I was like, that's kind of nuts. Like I mean, I kind of get it because like if looks could kill, like that's the premise of it. So it's not like he's actually like, you know, killing them. So I get the premise, but it was so like on like top of like even the title of the album.
Lone's music videos also have that movie-like feel to them, often following a little plot. The How You Feel music video is a perfect description for this. All black fits, models, a gothic house, and good music. Lone also loves to explore different genres for his songs, diving into alternative rock and grunge. There's a song called Missing that follows an instrumental reminiscent of goth music
Actually,
that actually samples Christine by Sushi and the Banshees. But if you thought music and fashion was it, Lone's also known for having a lot of East Asian imagery in his posts and accounts. Some of Lone's profile pictures and uploads have East Asian girls in them, with fans even...
What is the connection between Asian girls and Destroy Lonely? I can't keep getting called a Destroy Lonely Asian girl. It's destroying me. I just vampire fast car black. What? This bro's, he's putting in hashtags without the hashtag. He's just trying to get search terms up.
calling them Destroy Lonely Women. Don't do that. Though Lone and Ken...
That is
wouldn't be in the
crazy. I'm not
position
gonna
they're in
lie.
today.
Y'all shouldn't be deferring Asian women to just destroy lonely women. That's kind of nuts.
Without this one person that made everything possible.
Whoa, I'm about to glaze right now type shit.
King Vamp. Carti's aesthetic in 2019 was what kickstarted
Yo.
everything for Opium. When Carti switched up to wearing full Rick Owens.
That boy got the
Carti
Rick
wasn't
sneakers.
The first person to wear Ricks, but
That boy
he
got
was
the Rick
one
Owens
to
sneakers.
Put it on the map on an insane level, getting a whole new generation to wear Ramones. As the years started passing, Carti wasn't just stuck on Rick Owens. Though he was already wearing Balenciaga before, he started wearing the...
See, this is the Balenciaga I feel like people can't like wear no more. This is like the Balenciaga that got popular like kind of like 2017, 2018. This is like Balenciaga when it was popping like in the hypebeast culture. Like I don't really like this Balenciaga. Balenciaga is always going to have like big bold logos depending on like what kind of stuff you get. But nah, this is kind of... I don't want to say it's played out. I feel like it might come back one day, just not today.
Crazy pieces.
It's like everybody likes like leather goods or pants from Balenciaga. Like leather goods, shirts, jackets, stuff like that.
Make in 2021 and 2022, which got the Opium team and fans to follow suit. One of the most popular pieces was Carti's Balenciaga Sporty B Shrunk t-shirt.
That's kind of fire.
Which he often wore during 2022. Carti's one of the main reasons why the Opium team follows a certain dress code. Fans would even comment when someone on the team wears something different than black. But Carti would violate it too, opting for an entirely new
Say, was that man not wearing all white fit?
featuring an all-white aesthetic, introducing a whole new brand to Opium.
Hood by Air. Yeah, I'm about to say.
Air. heartbreak.
But Hood by Air has been out for like a while
Carti
though.
started getting back into a lot more streetwear styles, introducing a whole new aspect to Opium. Carti's known for making things popular. Hood by Air.
You're telling me in 2020, 2022, y'all basically had, I don't want to say zero search terms. That's wild. But the fact that it jumped from practically the bottom of the line to where what?
Revival when Carti
40?
started wearing it.
That's kind of nuts.
Got a lot more popular. And
But that's probably just because of the song too.
people who never wore Balenci's are draped head to toe in them today. And this is all done because of Whole Lotta Red, getting everyone who listened to it to go absolutely insane. When the album dropped, we were in the 2020 situation, not being able to watch any of our favorite artists.
Yeah, this is
But
during
when
COVID.
everything opened up, the world was introduced to the O.
That's insane.
This happened in Lollapalooza. Something funny about the show is that Miley Cyrus had a set right after this. So Miley fans had to experience what it felt like to be in a Carti concert, which leads us
that's
to the next part of
that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's kind of nuts. Because listen, everybody that goes to an artist at least goes to the set before. When it's a festival, you always have to go to the set before so you can get early seats because everybody's gonna leave. You can sort of just slide in to take their place. But the fact that those are two completely different fan bases, they must have went through the ringer. I'm not gonna lie.
Opium shows.
There's two O's in the
Opium shows have been defined with the performances of King Vamp. This all culminated into a main tour.
This I'm not gonna lie, this turned the album around. The live shows for Whole Lotta Red, they completely turned the album around for what it is today.
Called the Narcissist Tour.
Damn.
The most notable performances
I ain't gonna lie,
that Carti
Narcissist was
had
kind of crazy.
were on the songs Rockstar Made and Stop Breathing. That instrumental in the background, that's an electric guitar played by Oji of Oji Volta. An Opium show wouldn't be complete without Oji bringing that rock star energy. And the crowds prove that. Oji has made Carti look like a modern day rock star, bringing a different level
He
of
basically
insanity
is.
to Carti's hype-filled shows. And as Burberry Airy describes it,
His show is like you're entering hell. That's how I like to see it. Like he literally when you're fucking there, bro. Like
Carti's
I don't know. Listen, I mean, I can't defend him on that one. I'm not even gonna speak on that.
For the Narcissist Tour was an upside down cross, flames, and an undefeated energy to match it.
Yeah, that's true.
Carti
That's
the
true.
Best performer alive because of it, and in my opinion, he is. These shows also had Ken and Lone open up for him, giving the world a taste of what their performances might be in the future.
That boy Ken.
There was actually a moment when Lone performed, and Ken was alongside him to support him. This would be a recurring theme in the future, just like how Uzi was always there to support Carti back in the day. The two would have their own tours in 2022, with Ken having the X-Man tour, and Lone opening up for Ken. Lone then went on to have his No Stylist tour, which Homicide Gang then opened up for. Now you might think I've forgotten something, and I did. One of the most iconic shows that Carti's ever performed in was the Donda 2 show, and he performed it alongside
this was crazy.
Burberry Airy. Another insane show was in Rolling Loud, New York 2022, when Carti brought out Kanye West to perform with him. This was also the day after he got
I'm not gonna lie. Kanye's kind of on the downward spiral right now. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of tweaking on Twitter a little bit.
On a good
He's
note,
kind of
though,
tweaking on Twitter a bit.
Though the best performance Carti had, as some fans would point out, was his performance in Rolling Loud Los Angeles 2023. But what you might not know is that Carti ran late to that show. Fans didn't know if Carti was actually going to perform, but when he did, fans were shocked to see Carti perform an entirely new song from music. This was the song Rockstar, produced by Filthy. Apparently, Carti recorded that song only a few hours before the performance, and fans were ecstatic, moshing to it. The show opened up with Airy and another guy come out to the song, Black Hane. The show went on with furious energy. Fans happy to see Carti.
That's kind of crazy. That is crazy though.
But the organizers wanted to stop the show twice. The first time, the organizers tried, it almost worked. Carti was gone for a bit, and fans didn't know if he was coming back.
Dang, no shot.
Come back, he dropped an iconic line saying,
They stopped the fucking music!
After a few more songs, the organizers at Rolling Loud told Carti to stop, and Carti apologized.
Everything is about you guys' safety, and I'm sorry, and I love you guys so much, but I have to leave.
But fans wanted one more song, screaming and asking for it. This was followed with Oji playing the guitar again, a song that we haven't heard in years. Location.
Dang, nah, yo, low key, I just got goosebumps. I can't lie. I just got goosebumps. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm a little cold, but that kind of just gave me
A few more
goosebumps.
notable performances littered the year. Ken shows were playing
Damn,
at
I really,
Great
I might be a
Chaos before it was
glazer.
even released, and the Opium Twins were performing at Pattaya, Thailand. But another one that fans love to point out is game-changing was Carti's Rolling Loud Miami performance, playing a new song and debuting the new Opium logo.
I'm not gonna lie, I messed with that logo. That logo is actually pretty
And
tough.
this is all because of the direction that Carti's new team member and creative director, Sex is Death, is curating. Sex is Death.
That sounds familiar. Sex is that kind of. It sounds familiar. I'm not 100% where it's from, but the name sounds familiar.
Johansson is one of Opium's creative directors, responsible for photo shoots, rollouts, and the entirely new aesthetic that Carti has today. Many credit Sex is Death for introducing Carti to the black metal aesthetic. She'd also introduced Carti to new forms of fashion, which we'll cover later in the video. Now, the rollout of Carti's next tour, Antagonist, had shows spanning from Denver, Colorado to London, and its promotional material was reminiscent of Drain Gangs and had eyes that were inspired by the movie Long, which was possibly curated by Black Hane. Everyone in Opium was supposed to show up in the tour. Fans paid thousands of dollars in tickets, flights, and accommodation.
Antagonist tour was canceled, but the hotel was non-refundable.
Just to see King Vamp
Aw,
and the rest
dang.
of Opium. Unfortunately, the tour never came. All the dates for the Antagonist tour was postponed, getting ready for Carti's album instead. Carti performed in various shows, which weren't the Antagonist tour. There was a show on Carti's birthday where unreleased music was played.
Oh, didn't he get shut down?
I go crazy every time, don't look at.
And he also performed in the Vultures Experience, doing Carnival and Hood by Air. Carti's supposedly going to perform more shows in the summer. As for the rest of Opium, they've also been pretty active. Filthy DJs from time to time playing unreleased music, and Lone does shows too. Homicide Gang even did a show all the way in China. Ken was part of the Red Hot Chili Peppers tour, getting fans from both the old generation and the new generation to listen to his music. And he performed in Coachella, doing something similar to Carti in Lollapalooza.
You scared? You should have stayed or fuck home.
The most recent
That's
show
crazy.
that everyone's been in was in Summer Smash.
Oh, I was
the
like, what?
performance saw Opium get on stage alongside Carti and had Carti doing unreleased music. And the energy behind his performance was crazy. There was also a moment where he performed Hood by Air, and the entire Opium team was getting turned with him. And the show wouldn't be complete
That's
without
kinda fire.
DJ Swamp Izzo.
Yo, this man's swamp is so crazy. Cause what was it? Summer Rolling Out Miami, bro. This man's Swamp Izzo was getting everybody turned.
Something that you might notice in all
He's
of
like
these shows,
shoot. Who's that one DJ? Oh, I feel so bad. DJ Drama. He's kind of like DJ Drama, but for like Carti. You feel
is
me?
that Opium has really nice clothes on. Clothing's one of the most important things for Opium's image, which leads us to the next part of this video, Opium's clothing.
It's not a rockstar face. I mean emo.
Don't think of my face, sir. Cause your change.
Opium's known for having insane merch that fans would often call generational. Though
Jep.
Opium wasn't made
Actually, not.
yet
Let
during
me
this
keep
time
going.
period, the merch that showed the earliest sign of the Opium aesthetic.
I mean, for somebody's generation, sure, maybe. I don't know. Generation was kind of
during
crazy.
The Neon Tour. It had pentagrams and that punk-like.
Oh wow! Wait, I can't lie.
Carti for today.
I'm gonna see if they
Some
show
fans
it.
would even say-
Bro, I wanted this hoodie so bad. The one in the middle with the dog. I wanted this hoodie so bad, but then when I saw this, I was like, nah, we're not rocking with it. But if it didn't have this on the back, I would have copped. This is so tough. I wanted this in high school. This is like this is like 2018. This 2018 Lucky right here. This was my vibe. But the main thing was this. I couldn't wear this, bro. Mainly because one, I didn't want to, and then what's it called? If my parents saw me with this, they would have ended me right then and there.
This was,
to be honest,
his best merch to date. But the one that got fans really into Opium at the start was the actual Whole Lotta Red merch, which fans called satanic because of its anti-establishment imagery. And other Opium members have come out with their own merch. Ken dropped the Teen X merch, and he even had a pop-up shop in Los Angeles. The Teen X merch was worn in the Sky music video. The merch that did make waves, though, was the unreleased Narcissist merch.
See, this was tough, though. This was tough.
Reminiscent of Vetements.
The Narcissist stuff was actually kind of cool.
With its
I remember this.
feel and bomber jackets. However, the merch never came as the website was hacked and the reference folder was posted. And fans never got the merch. Instead, we'd see various Opium members wearing the merch. The hat looks amazing too, but the public's never gotten it, aside from people who were in contact with Opium affiliates. The merch that did come out though was the Narcissist/King Vamp Tour merch, which had shirts and hoodies printed with a font. But the official merch that did come out was Destroy Lonely's 1017 Aleaks 9SM merch. But if you thought that was it, Lone and Ken dropped their own merch. Finally, Carti dropped his own line again, and Narcissist actually came out, featuring a death metal-like font. It had caps, shirts, and hoodies. There was also another side of the merch that had mugshots in it, but that's not as popular as people did not like the merch. Afterwards, we'd get clothing from Ken and Lone, the If Looks Could Kill, and a Great Chaos merch.
Oh yeah,
the
keycaps stuff.
Simple, but it looked hard. Carti also has several unreleased music merch, and when they do come out, it's gonna look tough.
Oh, bro.
Aside from
if he drops like merch with the Opium logo, the new one, that might have to be cop. That might have to be a cop. The only thing though is like if people don't know what it means, they're gonna think about the drug rather than the music.
Opium often wears
so that's you're kind of taking a risk there.
Tell me what it takes, whoa. We not saying ain't whoa. All right, baby, whoa.
The main brands that Opium is known for wearing the most are Vetements, Balenciaga, Hood by Air, and most importantly, Rick Owens. We'll first start with the brand Vetements. The translation for Vetements is literally
fire.
clothes.
Fire.
Just clothes. The
fire.
creative director for the brand is Gvasalia, whose brother is the creative director
of
Balenciaga.
Demna. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people be dogging on Demna for his direction with Balenciaga. I'm not gonna lie. Demna did a great job. I like Demna's aesthetic. Obviously, Demna created Vetements with his brother, then left to become creative director of Balenciaga. But in my opinion, Demna did really good with Balenciaga. I can see why people don't like it, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. I just kind of like how it's sort of, I don't want to say dumbed down. I kind of like how it's generally more wearable, because I feel like with some brands you just cannot wear it like every day. Like some Gucci stuff you cannot wear every day. Balenciaga you could legit wear every day, but also at the same time it's not like sometimes it can't be viewed as luxury enough, so some people may just not want to buy it because it's like I could just go buy a pair of jeans at H&M or whatever. You feel me?
The song called Vetements Co, and the two girls in the MDMA music video are both wearing Vetements racing jackets. Carti's actually been wearing the brand for a minute, wearing the Target hoodie, but as time passed on, he started wearing edgier and more avant-garde pieces from them.
He was wearing a big-ass parka Vetements jacket. It's actually...
Was the one when he had the devil horns?
Yes.
Something that you might not know about Vetements is that Demna actually made Vetements alongside Vasalia. Many fans say that Vetements is
that's why the vibe between Vetements and Balenciaga is so similar. Demna brought that Vetements vibe to, Balenci.
And Demna is the greatest designer ever.
Demna is the greatest designer ever.
But Demna eventually left Vetements for a bigger task.
You know what I mean? It's Gildan. Psych! It's fucking Balenciaga, my brother. It's not Gildan. I'll tell you that much.
When Demna became the creative director,
you cannot tell me that's not tough. I'm not gonna lie. This is tough. Like the alien, bro. Demna. I like Demna's vision. I like his vision. It's so futuristic forward, in my opinion.
I
like the Planet Earth joints. That's why I got that shit right there. The fucking Planet Hollywood. shirt. I got it because of Balenciaga.
Darker elements came into Balenciaga. Demna changed Balenciaga entirely, and in my opinion, the clothes that he makes today are amazing.
It's
And
just more
Balenciaga's
acceptable.
become a staple with
It's more acceptable, to be honest. That's really what it is. I feel like you could wear every day. I feel like with some luxury brands, obviously you want it to feel special and expensive, but in my opinion, sometimes if something is like too out there, too flashy, too, expensive, you only wear it every once in a while. So you're not really getting your, I forgot the term for it. It's like cost per wear or something like that. Like the amount you pay for divvies up depending on how many times you wear it. So if you buy like a $1,000 jacket, but you only wear it twice in a year, you're not really getting that much use out of the thousands of dollars. But if you wore it like twice a week, you're kind of divvying up how much you kind of spend each time you wear it, So
people trying new things for fashion. The most notable pieces that Balenciaga has for Opium fans are the Balenciaga Raver jeans, the Shrunken t-shirt, and Balenciaga strike boots or the Balenciaga Defenders.
He said strike boots? Strike boots, sure. I'd say low-key either steroids or stomper boots. I think the stomper boots are definitely like what's kind of popping right now. The stomper boots from Balenciaga.
That Carti and Opium wear. One criticism that people often have against Demna is that the clothes look like they're made for homeless people. But in my opinion, the clothes look tough. A good amount of Opium songs reference Balenciaga in some sort of way too. Ken and Me and My Cup, Lone and If Looks Could Kill, Homicide Gang also makes references to the brand, and most importantly, King Vamp. And
Balenciaga is definitely one of the better brands right now. I'd say Balenciaga, low key. If it's not number one, it's definitely in my top three. But I'd probably say Balenciaga is probably my favorite brand right now.
He has been taking over Opium fashion in the past few years, but a brand that's been taking over Opium fashion recently is Hood by Air. Founded by Shane Oliver and Raul Lopez.
Okay, I'll say this right now. Hood Air is solid, but definitely it's not even in the top 5. It's probably not even in the top 10. I'll keep it a buck. Hood by Air has just been around for so long. I'm not really a Hood by Air guy, to be honest.
With Carti having one of the hardest songs of the same name. In that video, Carti's seen sporting runway all-white Hood by Air.
I already know. Hey, we're bumming it up, bro.
Carti's been rocking this brand for a while. Hood by Air also made another appearance in the song Evil Jordan. With Carti,
Hood by Air's been around since like 2012. Hood by Air was popping in 2012, to be honest.
69 long sleeve shirt. What's crazy is Hood by Air's made a significant comeback when Carti started wearing the brand. Back then, people like A$AP Rocky.
See, 2012, exactly. This is pure. This is a 2012 picture if we've ever seen it.
Back then.
Actually, I was about to say this is a snapback. This is kind of like a slightly curved brim, but nah, like he got the Versace ring. This is 2012 if I've ever seen it.
People like A$AP Rocky and Kanye West wore it. However, the brand had a hiatus in 2017 to 2020, with Shane Oliver working on different projects. The brand was low key. People wore it, but it wasn't known as much as it is today. Until the Carti effect happened. They started buying the brand more and more, leading to the massive comeback that Hood by Air is making today. But one brand that would always be synonymous with Opium is a brand that you and I know very well. Personally,
Rick.
it's
Yeah,
my
it's Rick.
favorite brand of all time.
It's Rick.
Rick Owens. Carti started wearing Rick a long time ago, rocking it all the way back in the mid-2010s.
I like number 9 and like Rick Owens right now.
Oh, number 9's a really good brand. Number 9's solid. I like the number 9 Mickey statue. The one that like a lot of people have been having. That's a really good statue for them. Rick, probably just the sneakers, to be honest. It's really, I mean, there's some stuff I like from Rick, but the main thing is probably just like the sneakers, like the all black ones, kind of look like Converse.
I don't know. I like the dark clothing.
Opium Baby's also been rocking the brand for a long time, before it was even popular. Rick's known for making avant-garde, dark, and edgy clothing that the average consumer might look at and say, it's weird. But that's the point of Rick. It aims to stray away from the norm by making something that you've
This looks like some Dune stuff, bro.
Opium
It's kind of
members
fire.
consistently wear Rick Owens.
If I had to go number 1, I'd say Rick Owens, just on some essential shit.
Go clothing brand?
Rick every day. We got Rick Owens.
I couldn't say Rick. Rick's good, but I couldn't say Rick.
Often wear from Rick are the Rick Owens Bolins, Rick Owens Gimp, and most importantly, Rick Owens Ramones. And their songs wouldn't be complete without a reference to Rick Owens.
Been on some Rick Owens, yo. Nah, that's a fire song. They need to drop that on More Chaos.
Opium's most iconic fits also have Rick Owens in them. Carti's flicks in 2019 and 2020 were in full Rick Owens. The fit in Rolling Loud LA was a mix between the Rick Owens bowling jeans and the Balenciaga steroid boots. One thing that Opium loves doing is mixing the brands up with one another. And it helps that Balenciaga often goes well with Rick Owens. Which leads us to the next part of the video, which is Opium's influence on fashion.
I'm not gonna lie, this might be the biggest influence they've had is fashion. I mean, we said it in the beginning, but I swear, the fact that they kind of got everybody to go from skinny jeans all the way to Balenciaga boots, like, bro, people be dogging on Jordan sometimes now.
Opium's inspired a whole generation to wear these brands. Fans would often drop fit pics wearing Rick Owens, Vêtements, and Balenciaga. People on TikTok have also dedicated
Are
their
those
entire
the
page,
dang the
Vêtements
graffiti
and
sweats? Yeah, those are the graffiti sweats. I like those. Wait, are those the? I'm tripping. Those aren't the graffiti sweats. Or are they? I'm tripping. Nah, I'm thinking about the graffiti sweats that look like they're written in pencil with all the different drawings on them. These are kind of graffiti sweat, but like these are like because I know this is like a set. There's like a hoodie and a sweat set to this because this is the red one. There's like red and then like a gray one. But this is fire too, though. This is fire.
People on TikTok have also dedicated their entire page to following Opium. This has
Whoa, wait, that's prime glazing. The Earth has existed for 4.5 billion years, but you were born at the perfect time to experience prime Playboi Carti. Be thankful. That's kind of crazy. Is he? I mean, he ain't wrong though,
Also
but that's kind of crazy.
Entire page to following Opium. This has led a variety of fashion brands to pop up. Vietnam's Cozy Worldwide makes a vast amount of clothing inspired by the Opium aesthetic, and their pieces prove that. However, a fashion brand today that was first influenced by Opium, but then transitioned into their own style, becoming one of the fastest growing fashion brands in the UK, is Full Boar and F. Lucien's Fetamine. You might know Boha from the various fit pics he has on Instagram. He's worked with different Opium affiliates before in Gabe and Filthy, and at the start, Fetamine was very similar to Opium, incorporating elements of the aesthetic into its clothing. But as time progressed, they've been trying to make their own image, and honestly, the clothing looks really good. Fetamine's gonna be in the market for a minute, and you might see their clothes on different Opium members in the future. But one brand that actually got Opium members to model for them is Brotherly Love, which Burberry Airy and Destroy Lonely modeled for.
That's kind of fire. That's fire.
Though, it actually takes skill and creativity to make clothing. Case in point, Carti and Opium's merch are inspired by all the people they've ever worked with. Carti worked with legendary designers in the past.
Isn't that the Off-World jacket or sweater?
My line is based off of me wearing all these designer brands and having designer friends like Virgil.
When did we go to AI? Is this AI? That might, yo, dog, that might be AI. That might be AI. I think that's the point of it. Wait, let me.
I learned a lot from Bari too.
Yeah, this is definitely it. Yeah, I think he's trying to like emulate the voice. That's kind of crazy. The switch up was crazy.
I learned a lot just sitting back watching them.
Because of Opium, 2023 to 2024 saw an influx of people trying to start their own fashion brands, with others becoming highly successful.
That was the same way in 2018.
One of the biggest influences that Opium has given the underground today is its influence on music.
I mean, for sure, music. Ken Lone,
several artists in the underground that people consider influenced by Opium. A notable pick that many fans often say takes inspiration from Opium is Osama Sun. Early on, fans would often say that he had a
I'm not gonna. Yeah, Osama. Yeah, I don't even know why I didn't even name Osama Sun. If anybody is a Ken Carson clone, not in a bad way, just somebody who matches his aesthetic, vibe, you know, flow, it's Osama Sun.
To Ken Carson, because he had distortion in his beats. He also has several pictures interpolating the poses of Opium artists. His Osama season cover copies the cover that Carti had for Self-Titled. And when Osama Sun colored his dreads blonde, he looked very similar to blonde Carti. For the rollout of his recent album, Flex Music, he had an aesthetic similar to Ken Carson in A Great Chaos, with a 2000s-like setting being in there. Osama Sun also collaborates with another artist that many fans...
I don't really listen to Netsman like that, but I mean, I feel like I might just need to like have like a sit down and just sort of dive deep into Netspin's like music, I guess.
For Opium. Though there's also a lot of people who would disagree. This guy was just like me and you, but he took the initiative and eventually made music himself. Netspend's music might not be directly copying Opium, but he's inspired by the aesthetic and mysterious persona that the label has been producing. What you might not know is that he's been hanging around with Joy Division a lot, with Joy potentially making videos alongside Netspend. Opium's influence doesn't only extend to America though, as it's really big in Europe, even influencing a collective in Russia called Viper, which both make music just like Opium. Viper encompasses the artists Nine Mice and Kai Angel, and I'll let you be the judge of their music. They got songs
the beat's definitely
and have features from other artists. Nine Mice often collaborates with Unique, but something that's been taking over social media recently.
This dude Twin, I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of holding it down for a little minute. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure there's a video on the channel. Like, I'm pretty sure the second channel, the live channel that's reacting to this,
is Carti's voice being used for AI music. This phenomenon started all the way back in 2022. At the start, it was still noticeable that this was AI.
That's not bad though.
As AI started getting better, fans couldn't even tell if that was Carti. One of the most notable artists behind the AI Carti voice is Twin. Even having entire music videos.
This guy has a whole album. He has a whole
album called Project YV.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He got a whole album, bro.
Scott. The way that people do this is they get an AI voice changer and rap on an instrumental, mixing and mastering the audio to a preset similar to Carti. Afterwards, they put everything together, and I'll let you be the judge.
Oh, Freak Out. This is I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a good song. Freak Out is a good song.
Have aura. But others also say that AI Carti is for NPCs. People are going to continue to listen to Twin's music and AI music in general in the future, as Carti hasn't released music yet. But speaking of music, Carti's supposedly dropping the album this year.
I don't know when we're getting the album.
There's some big news
when we get Nia music.
With Carti saying he was ready to release the album. There have been multiple hints regarding the release of music.
Come on, Twin. We gotta drop it. I feel like, again, because I saw it like on Twitter with like this whole rollout, he's not in really any rush to drop because he's just building up anticipation and he's still doing features, so you kind of still hear him frequently on new music. So you're really not in any rush to, you know, put it out there like that.
And as of the making of this video, Carti's set to tour all around Europe alongside the Opium team. He also dropped a multitude of pictures on his Instagram and headlined Rolling Loud Austria with Ken and Lone performing before him. But before that, Ken just released their deluxe To A Great Chaos in A Great Chaos Deluxe, with a separate album coming in October, More Chaos. Lone's also set to drop.
That boy, I'm not gonna lie, it did not drop in October. I mean, we're getting it in April, so it's not too far.
Somewhere within the year. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the June drop date, but he's been previewing new music and he's been touring. And the tours look really good. Though one project that fans are hoping comes out is the Opium Twins tape, and it's gonna have songs like Double O Dark Side. Opium's set to do a takeover this 2024, with Ken Carson's A Great Chaos tour unfolding alongside Two Hollis, and Carti performing in Pattaya, Thailand this November. I'll see you there. But before that, the album has to come out first. An album that we've been waiting for almost 3 years for.
And we're still waiting. We are still waiting.